Okay, this one has been in huge demand. Hey everyone, my name is Sneb, and I like to do some crazy things in Guild Wars too. And you know what we're doing today? Well, all Mesmer dragons, and yes, this is actually, spoiler, one of the fastest all one profession runs we've done so far. And let me tell you why. Virtuoso right now is absolutely busted. Now, look, I don't even know what I'm doing on this class. I won't deny I am being a total noob. But what I will tell you is that this class, even for a total noob, is actually pretty easy to play. There are a lot of buttons that you have to press, however. You'll notice, actually, that I just pretty much spam all of the buttons that I possibly can, and every time I see my blades get relatively full, I just press another button. So it's actually pretty amazing how strong this is. And you know what? Portals seem to be pretty good. The other thing, I've heard that Virtuoso has a skill that if you're playing Condi, it like allows you to self-heal. So you'll notice that I barely take any damage. I don't know. The other thing that's nice is that Mesmer can provide all boons. So we had quickness, alacrity, and might and fury and everything, right? Because Mirage can provide might to 5 people, and fury, and alacrity, and it does quite a bit of damage too when it plays staff. But then you've also got Chrono, who can extend boons if they wanted to. I don't think anybody's playing Inspi here, but you can do pretty much anything. Like you can provide quickness, you can even provide a little bit of alacrity, or you can provide full alacrity if you just went like full defensive mode on Chrono. Virtuoso does a lot of damage. Even if you're playing Power Chrono, it does a lot of damage. Mirage does a lot of damage. Chrono is just a good class to play. However, I will say that Chrono is, just Mesmer in general, is perhaps one of the most difficult classes in the game to play. Now, I know some of you in the comments are going to be like, but Sneb, that can't possibly be true because I am very good at Chrono. My opinion is that Mesmer in general, but especially Chronomancer, are very difficult to play because there's just a lot going on with balancing either blades or illusions. And when you play Chrono, you have Continuum Split, which makes things even more complicated because if you don't know, Continuum Split basically makes you like bend in time, and so you're supposed to smash as many skills as possible in this like tiny window. It's a lot. But any hoozles, we are like you can see the one thing, I think the big reason, oh wow, I'm gonna die here. I think the big reason that Mesmer actually struggled a little bit more than Necromancer is the ad control. Now, it's kind of weird because, well, it kind of makes sense. We don't have any healers, right? So we have lots of pulls with Focus 4. In fact, Focus 4 is so good on Mesmer. If you've never played Mesmer or played with a Mesmer that's using Focus 4 to handle mechanics in raids or strikes, or in this case, this open world event with ads, then you are hugely missing out. Because what Focus 4 does is it pulls all critters towards you. So you can see that I've instructed people to, if possible, pull things right onto the stack so that we can cleave them down. I also was recently informed that if you play Virtuoso on something like Mersat Overseer in raids, it can actually, the daggers pierce. So if you stand in the hitbox of Mersat Overseer and then fire at the little pawns that are walking, the little jade constructs, it'll actually hit both. So Mesmer, Virtuoso, very strong. Virtuoso is getting a lot of attention right now though, because Virtuoso in general is fairly button mashy to play, but it does a lot of damage. So at a very high level, you can be extremely powerful, and at a very low level, you'll at least be competent. So like here you can see I'm not playing super well, but I am doing okay just because Virtuoso is very strong. I don't know why I did not dodge that. That's depressing, but okay. Yeah, I can't remember how many Mesmers did we even have in this one? Let's see. We should have a sub squad of about 10. So I think that puts us at like 57 Mesmers in the map or something. Pretty wild. Lately, when I've been trying to get into maps, I've been going over an hour early and just waiting and waiting, getting as many people in as possible. It takes a long time to funnel that many people because in Guild Wars 2, there's a bit of an AFK timer. So if you do have people in the map that just aren't doing anything or totally idle, they will get booted out after I think it's 30 minutes. So sometimes we have to wait until people get booted out for being AFK. Also, random thing, shout out to Emmy. Emmy joined us for this one, which was super, super fun. If you don't know Emmy, Emmy is a content creator as well. She streams, and so she's actually the white tag with me there. She recruited a lot of her friends. I believe they have a squad of 10. So yeah, definitely about 57, 58 mesmers in the map. Pretty wild. One thing that I've been noticing on Dragon's End lately is a lot of people get really stuck or hung up on these bosses. If you ever feel like you're killing yours way too fast, like we're doing right now, just tell like a couple subgroups to switch. Or if you're in a public map and you're not sure, then well, you can be the one to switch. In this case, I started to panic, but I realized that the thing just wasn't catching up on time. They were killing it so fast, so I actually went back, which is wild. When you're floating here, you definitely don't want to go down until the purple goes away. And never ever forget to get your special action key here. You want to get your electromagnetic pulse so that you can CC and break the bar faster. I think that we did Mesmer before the nerf, actually. So this one's a little bit older than the others. So that actually probably makes a bit of a difference as far as mechanics go. But I think I mentioned in the last video, one thing that has been getting a little bit strange is I think that Suwon is moving more than before. And I think this is because they increased the cooldown of a bunch of the other mechanics. Somebody else said that as well, I heard on a stream or something. But it is pretty evident that she's moving a lot, and all that movement is making things a little bit difficult. Just a little bit. It's a little bit weird, you know? Yeah, you can see people are like, holy crap, we are so fast here. Again, the big key with doing all measures when there's all these ads that are going to be up is just, making sure that you pull them all in and cleave down the ads. If you can cleave down the ads, if you can cleave down the ads, that is a very, very good thing. You see, let's see what I'm doing here. I'm trying to make sure that all the ads are stacked up so we can do as much damage to them all as possible. So if you are going in and you have any kind of skill that can pull, if you're playing Hollow, you can use that photon. What is it? There's like a what is it called? It's like that little hard light. I think it's hard light arena, actually. Yeah, I would advise you to bring those things for these exact phases because you want to kill the ads. It's very important. You even see I actually brought Elite Signet here when normally you wouldn't on a Virtuoso. I brought this entirely because I wanted more CC, and I think I told other people to do that as well. But yeah, you know what? Things are good. I think that Dragon's End is in a pretty good place right now as far as difficulty is concerned. Some people keep telling me they think it's going to get nerfed again. This isn't something that I can really comprehend. I don't know why they would nerf it again. I think it's kind of fun to have a challenge. I mean, it's only been out for... oh, what is it, like a month and a bit or something, right? It hasn't been out for very long, and we're already clearing it with pretty great success so long as you're somewhat organized. And I think that as people learn more and more and more, they will most certainly increase the win rate will most certainly increase among public groups. However, there is one thing that I have also been thinking a lot about, and I may have mentioned in prior videos, but what happens if they make a private instance for this? I actually think it would destroy the game. It would annihilate it. Because nobody... I would never do a public map if there was a private instance of this. Because I'd always want to do the memes or do something super fast or push for time or whatever. So I'm pretty sure that they have to ensure that there is never, ever going to be a private instance. I think that's the same reason they would never make a private instance for something like Dragon's Stand, right? Dragon's Stand requires, well, it doesn't require 3 commanders, but it's nice to have 3 commanders. Because if you have 3 commanders, then you can, of course, go ahead and be pretty organized. But if you're a private instance, all those commanders would just bring all their friends in. So, I mean, what do you think? I'm very curious about what people would think about this in the comments below. Do you think that they should add a private instance for Dragon's End? do you think that would be a net gain or a net loss for the community? Do you think it would destroy the average player's ability to get this done? Is that a good thing, a bad thing? Do we want people to try to get more involved in communities? Do we want to respect their decision to play totally autonomously? Do we want to respect that people join group events and don't communicate or aren't interested in really playing cooperatively, but just like the idea of other people being around them? How do you, I suppose, reconcile all of these different things? There's a lot of different attitudes about how to play Guild Wars 2. There are people that really don't do anything other than just roam around alone. And when they roam around alone, they just so happen to roam into events like this. I've been talking with MightyTeapot actually quite a bit about ways in which I think we could reduce people AFKing maps and ways that we could encourage other players to perhaps think, hey, how is my impact measuring up against those around me without it becoming too toxic? My suggestion is actually that we go ahead and make some sort of fight summary at the end of every group event. So anything that is a big meta event that says group event, just like you see in sort of the bottom right quadrant, it says group event defeat Suan. I think after every single one of these events, you should get a fight summary akin to the one in PvP. So in PvP, when you finish the match, it tells you how much damage you did and what percentage of the damage you did for your team. So it might say that, oh, you did 60% of the damage on your team. And that would be a lot considering there's 5 players, right? It also tells you about healing, and it tells you like how the fight went as far as points are concerned, and you know how you sort of battled back, or then it gave you accolades for if you had top damage or top healing or top revives. I think that we can change this and make it functional for PvE. What I'd like to see is something like, oh, I don't know, you know, revives, boon output, damage. I'd like to see how many mechanics you dodged. All of those sorts of things would enable players to know if they're improving or not. And if they had a direct number to say, hey, you are better than X number of players, or not even that. If it said there were 106 players that participated in this meta and you did 0.2% of the damage, suddenly it would be right in your face. You would know whether you're successful or not. And as you can see, we finished there. I think it was 7:57 remaining on the clock. Second fastest time we've gotten so far with any one profession. Anyway, this is going to be a bigger discussion, but I would like to see more rewards for higher participation and engagement. That's the gist of it. I'll do another video probably on that with way more context. But anyways, that's it for now. Go out, be good, be kind to another, do good things, don't let your dreams see memes, unless that's what you're into. And most importantly, stay classy, my friends. And we'll catch you next time, okay? Have a super great day, all right? Oh, we're doing Guardian next, so make sure you follow the Twitter and follow the Twitch in the description below so that you can join in on NA. Bye.